Greetings, Kindred. I am Voivode Maquette, and welcome back to our World of Darkness and another episode of Level by Level, where today we are going to continue through the discipline of Auspex, and specifically the power of Sense the Unseen. Now, I love Sense the Unseen. This is wholly new to Vampire the Masquerade because it takes the abilities that people assumed they could get with the older systems on how aura perception worked, but broke it into its own thing, where you could actually see through the shroud, and you could see people in obfuscate, see hidden objects, find mystical items. This is something that allows you to see the wholly unnatural, and I love that. I think that was missing from other iterations of Auspex in the past. But luckily, when we get into the level 2 disciplines, aura perception still exists in a discipline called Scry the Soul, which I think is a great way of separating these two aspects, because using Scry the Soul is like using Sense the Unseen, but focused on a specific person. So, what exactly does Sense the Unseen do? Well, the book says, the sense of the vampire becomes attuned with dimensions beyond the mundane, allowing them to sense presences otherwise hidden from the naked eye. This can be anything from another vampire using obfuscate to someone using Auspex to scry upon the character, to a ghost in the middle of the room. Dormant blood sorcery spells and rituals might also be found with this power at the storyteller's discretion. That gives you such a variety of things to do in a game that is set more into a personal realm of horror. There are so many things that you can see. We're not looking at the greater aspects of the world that are causing massive fluctuations throughout universal repercussions. What we're looking at is what is in the room with you when you think you're alone. The cost of Sense the Unseen is free. This is something that you can just choose to activate. There is no actual cost for it. Your dice pools are Wits plus Auspex or Resolve plus Auspex. That's interesting because they're making it so that there is a separation of that. So let us look into the system and see exactly what those separations happen to be. Whenever there's something supernatural hiding in plain sight, the storyteller makes a hidden roll of Wits plus Auspex against a difficulty they choose. Against an entity actively trying to stay hidden, the storyteller can call for a blind roll. For example, Lisa, roll 7 dice for me. So you don't even tell them exactly what they're doing. So it's a good idea for the storyteller to be aware of what the Auspex roll, what the Sense the Unseen roll is for the individual players in the game who have this power. So cheat sheets are definitely needed for storytellers. So the storyteller can call for a blind roll as a contest against the target's relevant pool. For example, detecting a vampire using obfuscate would be a roll of Wits plus Auspex versus Wits plus Obfuscate. If the vampire actively searches for a hidden supernatural entity, they roll Resolve plus Auspex similarly. Duration, passive. So as you can see, if they are noticing something that's in the room, if the storyteller is just saying, oh, there happens to be something here that they might catch on to, then that is Wits plus Auspex, because Wits is their ability to stay on their toes, their ability to realize exactly what's going on and continue to keep that awareness heightened. Now, Resolve plus Auspex is when they are actively looking for something. And I love the fact that there is now a separation of those things, of active and passivity. And the fact that the discipline duration is passive is a wonderful thing also, because it is one of those things that's going to keep the story going. If your players seem to not be quite picking up what you're putting down for storyline, Auspex is your savior as a storyteller, being able to give them those clues, or even possibly having a wraith in the room who had seen everything happen. Perhaps they're investigating a murder or something like that. And when they get in there, the wraith of the murder victim is there to tell them exactly what happened through their perception. Now, that can get a little bit dicey because wraiths don't typically know who killed them or know how it happened, but they could very well provide valuable information to get that through. So, this is a very easily understandable, short presented discipline, in my opinion. I don't believe that there's much really to go through in Sense the Unseen because it is so well presented in this book. I am, as always, interested in your uses of Sense the Unseen. What exactly have you done with it? What exactly do you plan on doing with it? And how has this discipline changed Vampire the Masquerade for the better or even for the worse for you guys in 5th edition? I am Voivode Maquette. This is Level by Level, and thank you for taking a look at Sense the Unseen with me. Class dismissed.